Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
What is up? Welcome to the Drinking Bros Sports College Hoops podcast. We are on our last episode of the year. The season is over. A champion has been crowned. The champion I correctly predicted, as did Dan Holloway. We were the only two in the company that picked.
Should he take my seat?
Yeah. We'll just sit here and blow each other about picking Baylor.
Yeah.
No.
Grip.
But yeah, Baylor is the champion, and fucking decidedly so, from what I remember of that game last night.
Do you remember much?
Bits and pieces. I remember Baylor looking mean.
They sure did look mean.
Baylor was real mean to Gonzaga. Gonzaga was it wasn't exactly how I thought it was going to go, but it was exactly how, the worst possible way it could have gone for Gonzaga, which is Gonzaga comes in and they're this fun, flashy, airy team that just moves around and is light and just play with a lightness about them. And then the other,
say it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it. Go ahead. They're soft.
They were
soft.
fucking soft.
They were charmin soft.
Oh, and then
they ran into a buzzsaw. They got into a goddamn street fight, and they brought a pillow.
Yeah, they got into a fucking street fight. Dude, I mean, you see that in in college football sometimes when a spread offense team goes up against maybe Bama's defense or something. You know what I mean? And it's oh no, our offensive line doesn't have to be big because the speed of, the way we call, and then no, it doesn't matter. And the fucking that SEC defensive line just wrecks their shit.
Kind of like old school Baylor under Art Briles.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Whenever they ran into an actual team, they would just get
literally
shit pumped.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what would
a real team like UCF.
I guess, whatever, if that's what you need. But yeah, it was, dude, Baylor just came in, and it didn't help that not only was Baylor meaner and stronger and just had way more muscle, but we're also way fucking faster. So the one thing you would think Gonzaga would be able to maybe keep up on, just pace alone, but they weren't even quick enough.
Well, the Baylor basketball team lives with the football team.
Were they? I saw a bunch of tweets about that. Is that were they talking about that on the broadcast last night?
Who knows?
Because I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to the.
We did not have the headphones on. No cans for us.
No. We were just enjoying each other's company. I was enjoying your company.
Yeah.
And our friend Jake, because we had just done softcore history right before, and we were just hey, just stay here, have a couple drinks. I'll have most of the drinks. You have a few.
I'm sure it'll be a grand old time watching a all-time game, and
yeah,
boy howdy, were we wrong. That fucking game sucked.
Baylor got out to an 11-0 lead. They opened the game on a fucking 11-0 run.
I'm not gonna lie, it was 4-0, and Jalen Suggs got the offensive foul caught on him.
Yeah.
And that's when I was worried. I know I put up a front, but no, I was terrified by that. It was an ass beating.
They just fucked them up. There was nothing redeemable last night happened for Baylor except maybe for Gonzaga, except maybe Jalen Suggs just fighting as hard as he could in the second half to
Jalen
try
Suggs
to
actually looked good. He picked up those 2 early fouls, I think, first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
So he had to take a seat on the pine. So when he came out, as soon as he came out, I was like, oh no,
which is fucked up because Gonzaga's so deep, and Gonzaga lost one player, and you're oh fuck, because Baylor, it felt like Butler and Teague and Mitchell were 6 dudes. At the same fucking
and you're
time.
Timmy's gonna just feast because he did against Evan Mobley,
right?
Probably the best defensive center in the country. He's gonna be a lottery pick,
yeah,
a top 5 pick. Surely he'll have no problem with the big men of Baylor.
Fucking Flo Thamba, yeah, that shouldn't be a problem for Timmy.
No, he looked like a bitch ass white boy.
They were just mean to him. Dude, and the other thing too is it was so hard to even get the fucking ball into Timmy, and then Timmy would get the ball and they were all fucking over him. Whoever had the ball for Gonzaga, there were 2 dudes on him, and Baylor was just the whole court, everyone on the court.
Donovan
was so fucking
Donovan was everywhere.
Dude, they were so fucking fast that they could double team without another guy being open, because by the time the ball reached someone else.
Because they play that like hybrid, like man, where they kind of fall off into a zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every bucket that Gonzaga had, it like took so much effort.
Oh my God. Yes. It was almost like every basket was a miracle. Like it was like, oh yeah, you're right. I mean, Gonzaga had to work so goddamn hard for. It was just like Baylor. It was like Baylor, like butt chugged like pre-workout or whatever, and cocaine. Like we're just on every fucking upper imaginable, like pupils wide as shit.
Where Gonzaga came out and it looked like they were just on NyQuil.
Yeah, do you think there was a so that's the big thing that everyone's kind of saying right now, like there was a letdown maybe, blah, 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 blah. David Wagner's saying it's a matchup zone, I guess is what it's called. But was Gonzaga, I don't think there was a letdown with Gonzaga in terms of like the UCLA game.
No, well, it's probably a combination of things, right? It's going for the perfect season. It's 2 days earlier, you're coming off that adrenaline rush. And it's just, you're playing a better team. They play, like we were talking about this last night, 7-game series. Baylor wins that, I think, probably in 6, maybe even 5.
Yeah.
They're just a better team. I don't think Gonzaga looks as bad as they did, or they aren't as bad as they looked.
Yeah.
And really, if you're just calling Gonzaga a fraud after going like undefeated until the national championship game, if anything, you're taking away from Baylor.
Yeah, well, they didn't look the fucking part, dude. They looked like everyone's worst nightmare, like the playoff committee's worst nightmare if you invited UCF to the playoff. You know what I mean? Like that's what it looked like. I don't
understand why you have to go with my school for that example. There's plenty of other, like Coastal would have been a perfectly fine example.
That's fair. But like I'm saying, it's the worst nightmare. I'm not saying that's what would happen. I'm saying it's like if they did it, if they finally relented, and then a mid-major school, a G5 school got in, and then just got fucking shit pumped. Like this, they looked like they didn't play at the same on the same level of basketball that Baylor played.
Yeah, no, Baylor. It was like night and day, just how much better they were than Gonzaga. And really, if we think about it, there are 2 losses. Allen Fieldhouse
doesn't count.
Right after COVID,
a 3-week stretch where they couldn't practice, and they go to Allen fucking Fieldhouse.
Like, we could be talking about an undefeated Baylor here. The Big 12 championship ran into Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, who could beat anybody on any given night. I think Oklahoma State had the most like top 25 wins in the country this year.
They had the most quad one wins. Yeah. They lost by 9 to Oklahoma State, and I want to say, Cade like went off. Cade had 8 rebounds, 25 points, hit 4 threes, got to the line 8 times. Like it took Cade and then this other dude, Avery, and so it basically just took 2 of their guards, 2 of Oklahoma State's guards, just going fucking bananas.
Yeah, and I mean,
which Gonzaga theoretically could have done. Like there's a world in which Kispert, some combination of Kispert, Suggs, and Ayahi, go nuts.
And we have this kind of like in our brains, like you have to go perfect to be this all-time team. Maybe Baylor was the all-time team this year.
I think Baylor was. I think Baylor. This Baylor team is an all-time team. Jacob Nichols right. Zags do need to be meaner next time.
We're blocking out the M word.
Yeah.
I know. I don't want to hear it moving forward.
I'm done with it.
You got to block it out of your vocab.
Yeah.
Do you think the 76 Indiana Hoosiers were popping champagne last night? Whoever was left
doing that bullshit Miami Dolphins shit, where it's like, all right, you know what? I just want to get a time machine and have the 70 whatever Dolphins play that 2007 Patriots team and watch them lose by fucking 90.
Yeah.
Like watch Randy Moss just literally circumnavigate the globe before they even get to the fucking goal line chasing him.
Do you think this is Mark Few's probably best chance of winning a national championship, or
no? Because he had to play Baylor. He had to play that Baylor team.
Yeah,
so
but I'm saying like moving forward, is Gonzaga going to run out a better team than that? I mean, they'll be there. I don't think this is their last Final Four.
This isn't like college football where you need, you can only win with like your best team. Like shit can just shake out for them, you know? So no, I'm not worried about it at all. Gonzaga could win a fucking championship next year. Like they're not.
I mean, look, everybody was calling Virginia frauds when they lost to a 16 seed.
Yeah. Well, fuck, dude. When Virginia lost that 16 seed, it wasn't just that the team was a fraud. It was that like the
Tony
system,
Bennett, everything
everything about Tony Bennett was a lie.
Yeah.
It's like if you found out that like I don't even fucking know that like George Washington like stayed loyal to the Queen. You know what I mean? Like America was built on a lie. Like just Virginia basketball was built on a lie, or so, you know. And
they battled back next year and won the national championship. And they were defending champs for 2 years because there wasn't a tournament last year.
Yeah. No, they're 2-year defending champs.
Yeah.
No, they could easily get back. I mean, this might be their most talented team ever, but also, dude, that's the same shit that they said when Adam Morrison was there.
Yeah, and guess what? You know whose draft stock took a massive hit last night? Drew Timme.
I don't think he should go.
You know who can come back next year? You know who can come back? Like they can all come back next year. Yeah, but
Kispert
is gone.
Kispert and Suggs will get drafted.
Kispert's gone, even though he did not show up at all last night.
No.
The last few games, Kispert was kind of quiet for the UCLA game too, from what I remember.
Let me look at that. Let me remember. Kispert, I think, might have been better in the early rounds, but let's see. Kispert had 15 points against UCLA.
Okay, but I remember them.
He was 2 of 8. He was only 2 of 8 from 3.
They were ice cold from 3 for the last 2 games.
They were 33% against UCLA and 29% against fucking Baylor.
What do you have last night?
Kispert?
Yeah. 4 points?
12.
Oh, he had 12.
He had 12. 2 of 7.
Quietest 12 I remember.
Yeah, it was a real quiet 12. I mean, Timme only had 12 too. But Timme wasn't a quiet 12. Timme was like the most hard-fought, struggled 12 points you've ever seen in your life. Which is weird because he was 5 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, but him just getting to the hoop was a struggle.
I think I would say what I recall happening a lot was him just having to pass the ball, right? Like he would get it and just there was nothing. Like he couldn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I mean their entire team couldn't do a single thing.
Baylor just like choked them to death.
Yeah,
like
violently.
Like an
anaconda, yeah, just kind of like strangling their offense.
It was really, really bad. Like probably one of the most stunning things I've ever seen in college basketball.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what's the last national championship that was just an ass beating in basketball?
Well, wasn't that terrible game an ass beating? The second Butler game? Like, wasn't it? It was terrible, but also never close.
Was that Butler or UConn?
Yeah. Oh, Villanova,
Michigan.
DiVincenzo beat the fucking, like, murdered them.
But Michigan kind of was always in the game, like, within striking distance from what I remember. I know they lost by, I think, double digits. I think they were always in the mix. North Carolina, Michigan State. I remember that being a pretty brutal.
I don't even remember that one. Just off the top of my head. Villanova. Yeah, Michigan was winning actually after the first 10 minutes of that game.
Right.
And then Villanova went on a 21-7 run. Yeah, you're right. This game was really not as bad as it seemed. It was just like there was a period of time where DiVincenzo murdered everyone.
Yeah, and I mean it's always going to be Monday morning quarterback. Like Gonzaga's a fraud. Mark Few can never get it done. Same shit's been said about 100 different coaches who eventually get it done. Jay Wright, for example. Like the early Villanova teams in the early 2000s, I think, were better than any of the national championship teams for Villanova.
Is that Lowry?
Yeah, no? Lowry, Randy Foy.
Yeah.
Alan Ray when he got his eye popped out.
Bill Schofield says, "What's up? Good to see Bob up and speaking clearly." I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any memory of that. So,
yeah,
mustn't
even
have
Dean
happened.
Smith, from what I mean, obviously I wasn't alive, but
yeah,
he won that national championship in what, 82?
Yeah, it was
but
Jordan.
Before that, the year before, they lost to Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got shit pumped by Indiana, and it was I think it was at the same time that Reagan got shot.
The same day?
Like Ronald Reagan had just gotten shot, and they were Dean Smith was like, I don't know how we can play this game. And Bobby Knight's like, no, fuck you. We're playing this game.
Which is hilarious because Bob Knight's a huge Republican.
Right, but
Bob Knight's like,
when a
fuck,
championship's
fuck
in the
Ronald
mix.
Reagan, we're playing this game.
Right.
That's very on brand for
Like
Bob Knight.
Nobody's getting in the way of Bob Knight's championship.
No, least of all, shot president. Yeah.
But I mean, shouts to Baylor, shouts to Scott Drew. He's a good coach.
Yeah. 100%. Now you can't talk shit on him anymore.
Well, he's been at Baylor for a while, but
Yeah.
he introduced press conference in 2003, said he would win the national championship at Baylor, which you probably would laugh him out of the room because obviously they were hammered with sanctions because they're
Baylor has no sports history prior to basically.
Well, not a good one.
No, but I mean, they don't have any like sports success prior to basically Scott Drew getting there because even the football team started to get good after, like with Robert Griffin.
So yeah, we touched on this a little bit yesterday for the live stream, but the situation that Scott Drew walked into, Dave Bliss was their coach beforehand, who got fired because he covered up a murder between teammates. He was also the player that got murdered for Baylor. Was being paid under the table. He was not on scholarship. Dave Bliss was paying players so he could have under the table, so he could have kind of like more scholarships that he could hand out.
Needed a deep bench.
Yeah,
right?
so he was committing all kinds of NCAA violations. In order to cover this up, he just said all the money that the guy who was murdered received was drug money.
So he took a shit on his grave.
He shat on a guy who literally just died,
Yeah.
one of his players, who had just been murdered by the hands of another player on Baylor.
Yep.
Covered it up and then talked about just to save his own ass. And it didn't work. And
No, because it's not hard to trace.
it's really not.
Like there had to be such a easy to find fucking paper trail on that shit. Like it's unbelievable. BT Pace says, so Baylor picks the best coaches, murder and rape cover-ups. I mean...
Baylor deserves nothing.
No, Baylor as
They deserve to not be a school.
Baylor as an institution doesn't deserve the happiness that they are getting. It's all bullshit.
But, I mean, shouts to Scott Drew. Scott Drew had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no. He had nothing to do with anything as far as
Happy for
we
Scott
know.
Drew. He's a great dude. But, yeah, no, he should probably be doing this at a different school.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. But with Mark, back to Mark Few. Like, no, I'm not fucking worried about Mark Few or Gonzaga. No. I would take Mark Few as Missouri's coach in a fucking heartbeat.
Do you think North Carolina's a little, they're not necessarily already kind of
Regretting
their hire
Yeah.
this early, but maybe if they waited a day and be like, oh, is Mark Few available?
I don't think Mark Few wants to leave. He's like a weirdo. He's like really quiet and stoic. He doesn't really have any like
Right, but look
like
at
big
Roy
dreams like that.
Williams before he went to North Carolina. He was in a national championship with Kansas against Syracuse. Kind of a similar
Did
situation.
Mark Few play at North Carolina and I didn't realize it? Is he a North Carolina guy?
No, but maybe he kind of sees the writing on the wall where he's like, this is the highest I can get at Gonzaga. Like, I'm not.
I do appreciate you saying that Kansas has a ceiling and it's below winning the national championship.
Yeah, but they've done it a little bit more recently. But.
Yeah, but no, man, I think Few should stay there. Like, you have everything set up, and now you've even proved that you can get 5-star like at lotto picks.
Yeah, and I mean they got a bunch of guys coming in.
Yeah,
next year,
like I wouldn't. And Timmy's got to come back. There's no way any NBA team saw that game last night.
What if he's really passionate about playing in Europe, Turkey, China?
He might be better off doing that than playing against the WCC because like he might need to go play against some like big fucking men. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
Few's just got to like load up that schedule again, like more so.
Yeah, so people were saying they're like, I don't get what happened with Gonzaga. Like they played tough teams early in the season, but
then
only
they
kind of.
No, they did. They played a really good schedule, a loaded schedule for non.
Oh no, they played an admirable schedule, but even still, those teams were like, Iowa is like a bad impression of Gonzaga.
Yeah, but also like you can't you can't know going into the season that Kansas is going to be probably the most down they've been in a decade.
No. I'm not shitting
And
on
still,
them on
like,
that at
a
all.
decent Kansas team. And also, their like whole run to the national championship, they beat a really good USC team who shit pumped Kansas.
Yeah. They beat a good USC team, but that's still like, they beat a good USC team.
A
That's
solid Creighton team.
No, Creighton had no fucking
Creighton
chance.
was fine.
Creighton had no goddamn chance in that game.
Well, I agree.
And Creighton is like
I'm saying Creighton was like a decently solid team.
Here's the thing with their schedule, though. Iowa, soft. Creighton, if you want to talk about that, soft.
Creighton's a little scrappier.
This Kansas team that they played was like just tough, but not talented. Essentially, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Kansas has like the build of Baylor.
Yeah,
but just none of the talent.
right.
Like
Or
they're
speed.
They're not
They're
raining threes
they're not
on you.
fast either.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. Is this Baylor team might be that might be the fastest backcourt I've ever seen in college basketball.
They also just couldn't miss. Like I
think they hit their first like
they were,
4
60%
threes
from three in the first half.
Yeah, something insane like that. I mean, they ended the game 43% from three. They hit 10 threes.
Even when they got it to a 10-point game at half, and it just felt like Gonzaga exhausted themselves.
Yeah.
Like just trying to get it to 10.
Yeah. Well, because like you said, like every bucket was like a struggle, like a fucking miracle.
Right.
It was like they had to like, I mean, it wasn't even like playing uphill. It was like they had to like rock climb up to the basket and drop the ball in. Like it was just brutal how hard it was for them.
Yeah. Someone in the comments asked, does Scott Drew get a lifetime contract? I feel like at this point he's been there since 2003. Yes.
Yeah, and he's pretty young too.
He's pretty much, yeah. Like he can do whatever he wants in Waco. Not that there's a whole lot to do.
That might be for the best.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
Yeah.
get into less trouble, although they've shown the opposite in history. Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Why would you want to leave? Like, what? So now you've literally proven that Baylor is a school where you can win a national championship. You're the one that did it. Would you want to go to North Carolina and be like another coach there?
Well, they already filled that void.
Or whomever, you know?
Which, by the way, is Roy Williams just going to kind of be around? He's going to be in the mix. Do you think he's the kind of guy?
Is he going to like Larry Brown it and take over a mid-major in like 5 years?
No, I'm saying like
or?
he just Dean Smiths it and just kind of hangs out at UNC.
Oh, probably. He'll probably be like the
has
new
an
like old
office.
guy dean, type of person.
Unofficial like AD.
Yeah,
of North Carolina.
probably where like everything has to come through him, or like he's like has to be advised on everything. It's rude to not talk to Roy Williams.
He's the mentee or mentor of Hubie.
Yeah, fucking
Probably.
guess. Yeah, he'll be around. Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's a fucking god there. He got them 3. Has any coach? How many titles did Dean Smith have?
2.
So yeah, he has more
He has
titles.
more than Dean. Yeah.
Yeah. Why the hell not? But yeah, Scott Drew should stay forever in Waco. There's no reason to leave. How rich do you need to be? You know, like, really?
Yeah, I feel like they could also match whatever. Like,
Yes.
no program's going to.
Baylor's got plenty of money. It's a private school. It's got a pretty. I'll look up the endowment real quick, but it's probably $1 billion.
Scott Drew also doesn't come off as like an NBA coach.
No,
Not really.
He also doesn't strike me as. He doesn't strike me as someone who wants to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like someone
So-
who's like, I got to prove to myself that I can do it in the NBA now. Like he
This
doesn't
Baylor
like that.
team was actually an anomaly because it was the first team since Maryland, was that 2002,
Yeah, something like
that
that.
had McDonald's All-Americans on their team and won a national championship.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Because they looked like all of them looked like McDonald's All Americans, but Teague
Teague's
started out at UNC Asheville.
Yeah.
Mitchell started out at Auburn. I'm actually surprised he wasn't a McDonald's All American. Let me see, what was his rating? Star rating?
I think everybody was like a 3 or 4. I don't think they had any 5 stars.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. So wait, Mitchell was recruited by Bruce Pearl, which that doesn't surprise me because Bruce Pearl, he's like a very Bruce Pearl type of guy.
That surprises me that Bruce Pearl didn't get him though.
He did. He didn't keep him.
Well,
Mitchell was a 4-star.
those checks not clear?
Right.
What happened?
And apparently, I have just found this thing here. Bruce Pearl, Davion Mitchell broke my heart. That's what he said. I
Towards
guess
the end
his-
of the season,
his transfer.
He became kind of their best player.
Who? Mitchell?
Mitchell.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing he couldn't really do was shoot free throws. But he had From 3, he was over 40% for the year. Wow. I actually, I think after last night, he was 44%. 50th best three-point shooter in the country by percentage. Just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's,
insanely good, perimeter defender.
It was professional level defense.
Yeah.
What do you think he does in the league?
Like, what's his comp?
Yeah.
Probably Marcus Smart, right?
Think so?
Like a better shooting, at least a more polished college version of Marcus Smart.
Smart wasn't very fast.
No, but he lockdown defender.
Yeah. He was gritty and
just does all the things you want him to do. Yeah.
But Mitchell has elite speed. He's probably quicker with the ball than a third of the guards in the NBA.
Faster, better shooting Marcus Smart.
That sounds like a really good player.
That's a really good player. Yeah. I would probably draft that player.
Yeah, the only thing he has to do is fix the free throw shooting, which is easy enough. Just
practice.
Stay in the fucking gym forever.
Was he shooting better from 3 than he was for?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense.
Or it was really close. He was 40. No, he wasn't better. He was 64% from the free throw line, though, which is ridiculous. If you're 44% from 3, that doesn't make.
That's all effort. Free throws are all effort.
Yeah.
Unless you're a big man who just can't shoot in general.
So we know that Mitchell's an NBA player. Teague has a weird fucking shot. I don't think he's gonna do much unless he changes his shot. He kind of has that chest and a hitch type of situation.
But, there's plenty of NBA players that have weird shots.
What about Butler? Jared Butler have any
comps?
Well, I'll just say, what do you think his ceiling in the league is? His comp in the league is, I guess. He was Ken Palm's MVP last night.
He was the regular season, or not the tournament MVP, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the most outstanding player. He was also a defensive player of the year, I believe. It was Butler was.
Yeah, and he put up 20? What did he have last night? 22 and 7. Did he have those 7 assists?
22 and 7, yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking good, not bad.
Just ridiculous. So Drew Timme definitely shouldn't leave.
I don't think he is. He'll be back.
What do you think they thought about? What do you think they thought about Kispert? What do you think Kispert's? How do you think Kispert's stock did after the last couple days?
Not good.
Yeah,
no, it's definitely not good.
But I feel like he just knocks down. He'll be such a good shooter. He has a
place in the league.
Yeah.
Where he'll, JJ Redick.
Yeah, and Kispert's 6'7".
Yeah, so Duncan Robinson.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he a Mark Miller. No,
Mike Miller.
Mike Miller. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
Best player on those Heat teams, I think.
And then Suggs is fine. Suggs proved himself last night.
Suggs is the only guy that showed up.
Yeah, really.
He just got into foul trouble, but he seemed to be the only guy that could actually get to the rim.
He's the only guy that could do anything.
Yeah.
So looking forward, we already have the odds out for next year's champions.
Ooh, my bookie.
Yeah. Here, I'll send.
I think BT Bates was talking about whether or not you could bet on the draft, who's the first overall pick in the draft. You can.
You can.
Usually it comes out the week of the draft.
Yeah, isn't it probably also minus $1 million?
It's usually they have the player and then it's over under slot with the pick. It's 1.5, 2.5. It's will they go first or second or over? Kind of easy there. What'd you just send me?
The odds.
Oh, the odds. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the odds for next year are out. Believe it or not.
Are my Bruins there? No.
UCLA is not that high. They're plus 2,000. Gonzaga.
Wow. Okay. Give me my Bruins at 20-1.
Gonzaga plus 900. Baylor plus 1,200. I don't know what Baylor's.
What they're returning.
Yeah, dude, Mitchell and Butler are juniors, but you got to think they're gone, right?
I don't know.
Dude, if they're back, then everyone
their stock won't get higher. But
yeah. They do have a lot coming back. Matthew Mayer is only a junior. He'll definitely be back. Flagler is a sophomore. They have a lot of...
You also got to remember, it doesn't matter how good you are in college. The NBA doesn't care.
No, they don't.
It's kind of dumb. It's all about raw talent to the NBA almost.
Yeah, well, the thing with Butler and Mitchell in particular, though,
it's almost like the NBA people, not necessarily scouts or guys that actually do their jobs, but anybody that loves the NBA. I do like the NBA. I watch my Sixers. I keep up to date with the NBA. But there seems to kind of be this line in college basketball and college football, or college basketball and NBA, where you kind of pick your side for the most part.
Yeah.
Which doesn't exist in football. Like, if you watch college football, you watch the NFL for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I like college football way more than the NFL.
Right, but like the people that watch the NFL usually watch college football.
And they don't shit on it.
They don't.
Because NBA fans are like, it's such a low quality fucking sport, you know, like the quality of play is so bad. And the NFL fans don't watch college football and are like, God, these guys are fucking terrible compared to the NFL.
Right. You can like both. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's fine. And obviously, like, the fucking quality of play between NBA and college basketball is huge difference. NBA is ridiculous compared to college basketball. Like, we make a joke of it on this podcast, under porn, right? We just laugh about college basketball players kicking the ball out of bounds.
Enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah, but here's the difference, and what makes college basketball a more interesting thing to watch to me is that pretty much all the games matter. Like, the regular season matters.
Kind of.
No, it does. It completely matters.
Not really. I mean, yes and no. You get into the tournament and it's whatever. Like, UCLA, their regular season didn't matter. They're 11 seed. They made the Final Four.
Their regular season did matter. They were an 11 seed. If they had lost one extra game, they're not in the tournament. They don't make a Final Four.
Yeah, but like once you get into there's 68 teams to get in the fucking tournament. And
it's still really hard. There's 300 teams.
And it's a one and done scenario. And like, it's a lot of times the best team doesn't always win those games. I'm obviously not saying that about last night. Last night was one of the few times the best team probably did win. Right.
Although I do think that Virginia team that won it all was the best team that year too.
Yeah. For the most part, the Final Four kind of works itself out.
Yeah.
And you do get the better teams at least winning the national championship.
I mean, both those Nova teams were. Well, a lot of times too, though, in college basketball, it's not like the NBA or college football it's a lot of times it's kind of like the NFL, where there's like 4 teams maybe that you could be like, any of these might be the best team.
But there's plenty of examples, like 85 Nova, not the best team.
No.
Won a national championship. Prevented Patrick Ewing from ever having a national championship
from
in college.
any ring of any sort.
Yeah. Hey, man, I feel bad for
Never
that.
got a single goddamn thing.
Nope.
What was another shitty, like, you're kind of like, what the fuck team that won it all? Like, in recent memory. I'm trying to
pull up the list.
Trying to remember, because it's been a lot of North Carolinas and Dukes lately. Well, fuck, dude. Like, Duke winning it all they weren't the best team the last time they won it all. Kentucky was the best team that year.
But Wisconsin knocked them off.
Yeah, so that happens. But I guess that wasn't like a huge question mark.
Well, I feel like most people remember Kentucky got knocked off and that Wisconsin won that game, but do they remember that Duke beat them? It's kind of like when you talk about the Russian-U.S. hockey
Miracle
game.
on Ice.
We still had to beat Finland.
Yeah, still had a whole goddamn.
I mean, if we go kind of year by year, Virginia, Nova. I don't know if
I feel like you see most of them, and you're like, I'm good with this.
Yeah, North Carolina 33-7, Nova 35-5, Duke 35-4, Connecticut 32-8.
Okay, the UConns, the 2 UConns.
The UConn years are the examples. Where Shabazz, Kemba.
Yeah, where the best team absolutely did not win the championship either year.
But you had a guy who just went off. Who became a pro, at least a pro. Like Shabazz hasn't really done much in the NBA, but like.
Kemba was going to be a pro anyway.
Yeah, Kemba was.
But you know what? You know what those UConn teams were? They were like the Stanley Cup playoffs, where some goalie on like the Kings gets hot.
And then you remember the like kind of teams that didn't win the national championship that were like loaded, like the Memphis team with Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Probably should have won the national championship.
Make some fucking free throws.
Make some free throws, Derrick.
God damn it! Actually, and that was probably the best. Well, that Kansas team was really good.
Yeah.
It's just that that Kansas team was probably the better team, but the Memphis team had way more talent. But whatever, you know. Speaking of upsets, speaking of all that kind of fun stuff, we got some sponsors to talk about. And the first one is our favorite. It's where I won some money and Ross lost a lot of money last night because he was on Gonzaga. It's MyBookie. MyBookie.com. You're the type who loves to bet on sports, or maybe you're only playing for the first time. Either way, you need a website that gives you access to all your favorite sports to bet on and makes it simple, which is why we recommend MyBookie. mybookie.com. Bet on everything from basketball to combat sports to wagers on the next Bitcoin dip. Wherever the event, whatever the minute, MyBookie has you covered. The best part is they take care of customers with free bets, cash prizes, and boosted odds all season long. Late to the punch? Don't sweat it, because it's never too late to take advantage of the action with in-game live betting. Me and Dan are big live betting fans. Sign up today with the promo code DrinkinBros to take advantage of an up to $1,000 bonus on your first deposit. That's promo code DrinkinBros, I think you know how to spell it, to grab yourself a free cash bonus on top of your first deposit. With YouTuber Jake Paul going head-to-head with UFC fighter Ben Askren and plenty of NBA basketball and MLB baseball on tap, there is not a better time to get in on the action with MyBookie. There really isn't. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. And we got another one, too. Killcliff CBD.
Your favorite?
Yeah. I'm a bigger... I do like Killcliff CBD. I am a bigger Killcliff energy drink fan, but I do like them both. We always talk about Dan Holloway from the Drinkin' Bros Proper Show always talks about how he likes making margs with the Joe Rogan one, the spicy pineapple CBD.
Yeah.
But yeah, Killcliff CBD is incredible. It'll chill you out. It won't make your pee-pee hot. In terms of
It's a different plant.
yeah, you won't fail a drug test. I know we have a lot of soldiers and EMTs and just firefighters, whatever else, cops, people who get drug tested. Yeah, so you can drink that. It'll chill you out. It won't make you fail a drug test. Killcliff CBD. Head on over to that website and check it out. I believe the promo code for that is Drinkin' Bros, but I'm not positive on that off the top of my head. We will get back to you on that. But Killcliff, you should be checking out anywhere. It's in stores too, but I forget which ones. But you can order it online.
They have it a Lifetime.
Yeah. It's in a lot of places now. But yeah, those are our sponsors. So moving ahead to next year for the odds, who do you like on this list to win it all?
I told you I like UCLA at 20-1.
You like UCLA?
Yeah, I like Mick Cronin getting the boys back.
Okay.
Although Drew Zhang's probably gone, but they got a 5-star coming in. They got Chris Smith. Hopefully he's back.
Yeah, that's the wild thing about this UCLA team is that like Cronin doesn't even have all his guys.
No, not yet.
Like he's still building that program, and he already made a Final Four. I can tell you, Illinois is way too high on here.
Just because, I mean, probably Io and Kofi aren't coming back.
They're definitely not. Io declared today.
Yeah.
I don't know why Kofi would come back either. I kind of like Ohio State.
USC at 25-1 is weird because the Mobleys are gone.
Yeah. I also like Arkansas.
What about Oregon at 30-1?
Arkansas is 30-1 as well. I like both of those.
Is Justin Smith coming back?
I don't know. BT Bates, is Justin Smith coming back? Let us know. But I do like Arkansas there. They're like I like the style of play, and not Nate Oates. Who's it? Nate Oates is Alabama.
Oh, Musbus.
Musbus, yeah. Eric Musselman.
Eric Musselman.
I always get those two confused. I like both of those. Bama's 30.
All white people don't look alike, okay?
They do to me. I wonder if there's anyone lower down on here.
I'm kind of going through it. How about your Colgate? 100-1.
Oh, wow.
Fuck Colgate. It's funny, though. They have the same odds as, like, Miami.
That is funny. Yeah, I mean, once you get down to, like, I'm at Missouri here at 50-1, and obviously that's not happening, so we can just toss this shit out.
Where are my Knights? Where's Dawkins got the Knights? We're not even on here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I like Arkansas. And they probably won't do it yet, but we got to talk about this big hire real quick. What do you think about Moser to Oklahoma? The Big 12 just keeps getting more and more brutal.
What happened? So, did they fire their coach to hire Porter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oklahoma was kind of whatever.
They were number 10 team in the country, right, at one point?
Yeah, so was Missouri.
That kind of hot streak where they knocked off 3 top 10 teams.
Yeah. But, you play enough in the Big 12. If you have a talented team in the Big 12, not an amazing team, but a talented
team. They beat Mizzou, and then they lose to Gonzaga. What's wrong with that? I guess
I don't know what I don't know why.
They pretty much only fired him because they could hire Porter?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who was name?
Oh, no, he retired.
He retired. Okay.
He retired. That's what it was. I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah. Kruger, I think, right?
BT Bates says Muss is encouraging all seniors to leave.
Yeah. Lon Kruger retired.
Sean Kelly also said Oklahoma's coach retired. Yep. We know that.
Yeah, we were dumb.
He also said the Phillies are 4-0, so just wanted to throw that in your face.
I don't care.
Have you guys won a game yet?
I don't know. We're playing right now.
Braves won a baseball game yet?
Let's find out. I'm not worried about what's happening in April. Not a huge fucking concern of mine. And it's tied 4-4. So fuck you, you bitch.
Oh, U of A, probably.
Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona's going to be good next year.
Yeah.
I mean, they were good. They're pretty solid this year. So it's like they hammered themselves with self-imposed sanctions.
Yeah, why not just sit out? BG Bates says Arkansas's got some good stuff coming in. I really do like Arkansas, and I just like Musselman.
Yeah, Arizona's 50-1.
That's not bad, but I mean, like, fuck, dude. What's Alabama and Arkansas? I mean, I like Arkansas's 30-1, Alabama's 33-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hell yeah, I like both of those. I don't know why Clemson's 40-1. Some of these on here are weird to me.
Yeah, some of these don't make sense.
Purdue 25-1. Purdue's not fucking winning anything.
They're young.
Purdue's not winning a goddamn
They
thing.
could mature. Purdue could be good.
In terms of like the higher picks, if it's not necessarily like amazing value, but I can see Kansas.
What's like the highest you'll go? What's a team that actually like LSU at 40-1? No, all their guys are going on to the NBA, so no.
Yeah, I mean maybe you could find something in here.
Oregon State's 40-1. No thanks.
No, that's ridiculous. That they're trying to trick you into spending money.
Sorry about your beefs.
I guess if you wanted to get real weird with it, you could be like.
You talk yourself into Tennessee at 66.
I was about to say Tennessee. Yeah, that might be one.
I think that's the breaking point because once you get past Tennessee, it's Boise at 80-1, Colorado at 80-1.
Not great.
Indiana, 80-1. Indiana.
None
basketball.
of that is good. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if. BT Bates wants to know if Will Wade is going to jail. Dude, no one's going to jail, apparently. Also, BT Bates asked...
Will never go to jail.
BT Bates also asked earlier if we think Bill Self is ever going to get busted by the FBI. No, they gave him a lifetime contract. They're good with it.
Well, here's what the NCAA and the FBI do, right? They hammer on programs that don't matter.
Like Missouri.
Like North Carolina State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who got hammered when North Carolina had fake classes? Missouri.
Missouri.
Fucking Missouri. For one tutor that went rogue. I can't even think about that right now, to be honest. But
yeah, and Dennis Smith Jr. got a little extra cash on the side, and NC State got hammered.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It needs to be a Power 5 team because nobody cares. Nobody cares if you just like wreck, I don't know, UConn's world.
Sean Miller is allegedly on a wiretap saying like giving the bag to Ayton at Arizona, and nothing ever
matters.
came of that.
Nothing matters.
Sean Miller still has a job.
The NCAA is
Arizona's.
By the way, the NCAA is fucked. Did you see? I don't know if you saw this the other day, but the Supreme Court justices, both liberal and conservative, were going in on the NCAA for whatever their SCOTUS case is. Someone in the comments can remind me, but it was like Kavanaugh and the new lady who is from Notre Dame. That's not a good sign when like a Notre Dame. Like if she came from Notre Dame, was a law professor there, and now is on the Supreme Court. She was the most recent one that got appointed, and I can't. Her name is escaping me.
I'm gonna let you swim in this. You got this.
Amy Coney Barrett.
There you go.
Yeah, ACB. I think her and Kavanaugh were the ones I specifically remember, but nobody likes the NCAA. They were just going in, and they were both, I think, big sports fans. Like Kavanaugh's had his whole thing with baseball tickets or whatever. And Amy Coney Barrett was like, if you're a Notre Dame teacher, you're probably pretty into college sports.
You think she's a Mike Bray fan?
Probably. Why not? Yeah. So they were both.
Notre Dame fans like Mike Bray. Like Mike Bray's kind of been a disappointment, right?
They have had high seeds and not done anything with it. I remember one year in my bracket getting absolutely burned. It was when they had that big goony white guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Just your stereotypical college basketball, like kind of chubby white center.
But Notre Dame should always be in the tournament, and they should always be like a 6 seed, right?
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yes. If you're not making the tournament at Notre Dame, like I'd be pissed. Notre Dame has a good basketball like vibe too. Like their student section gets up for it, like they have have good games. When they are good, I feel like they're always pretty formidable. They were always like I
mean, they're also in like a massive pipeline for basketball players.
Yeah, huge basketball state, and they play in the ACC, which is a great basketball conference.
Yeah, you're in the ACC. You're in the not the birth, but like the home of basketball, right?
Yeah, basketball's like spiritual home.
Yeah, not the actual home.
Yeah.
Naismith's Kansas, right?
He first invented the game
Canada.
in the Northeast. He is Canadian. He was working in the Northeast and then became KU's like first basketball coach.
Okay.
There's so many KU fans that like are just morons and are like, we invented basketball. It's like, no, you had nothing to do with the invention of basketball. He just came to work for you.
I want to know who was the guy that cut the hole in the peach basket so they didn't have to go get the ball every time.
Probably James Naismith.
No, I don't think he was ahead of his time there.
You don't think he was there on that?
He had a ladder.
Oh,
guy.
Luke Herringody is someone just told us. Yeah,
who could forget?
Yes, Luke fucking Herringody. Yeah, just the big goony white guy. Luke Herringody teams fucked my brackets. I was always so in on them because I think that was when they were still Big East, and I was just like, I just liked Big East teams back then.
The real Big East.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
R.I.P. Dude, the Big East tournament was so dope in Madison Square Garden back in the day. That was so much fucking fun to watch those games.
I like the Scott Van Pelt segment they used to do. Once teams started leaving, they're like, the Big East, who's in it? It's when like UCF came in and
yeah, that's fucking funny. Man, but yeah, last night's game. What are your let's get some final thoughts just on this tournament as a whole. I believe it had the most upsets of any tournament ever.
It was a fun tournament. It was.
I thought you hated it.
No, you're putting words in my mouth, Rob. We got
You were getting pissed off.
I was getting pissed off because I was worried we weren't going to get the matchup we all wanted, which was Gonzaga versus Baylor.
Yeah.
We got it. I'm cool with the upsets as long as we get the two best teams in the country in the national championship.
And then, ironically, that game was dog shit.
And it was the worst game.
It was a horrible game.
Yeah.
But it was like horrible in a funny way.
But we at least got to see it. And, we put everything to bed. I do think it's like if they play that game in the regular season, I think
it's a different outcome today.
I don't think the national championship's different, but I think that regular season game, I would probably favor Gonzaga a little bit more.
Yeah,
like I
with less on the line, essentially.
Yeah.
And also, they would have probably been coming off of a much easier game prior to that playing Baylor or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this was a fun tournament. I ended up, despite the fact that I really didn't think my bracket did well, I ended up in 4th place in the Drinking Bros.
Because you went chalk.
I did not go chalk.
You went Baylor Gonzaga, and you took Baylor.
Oh, that is chalk.
So in your mind, it's chalk, yeah.
Well, it's also correct.
Sorry, I went. I was kind of brave.
Were you?
Yeah, I took Texas, Illinois for the national championship. You don't have to thank me, but
that is, I guess, very brave of you to fail horribly.
No, you don't learn anything from success, Rob.
I don't know.
You only learn from failure.
I think I learned a lot.
No, I really.
Also, do you need to learn if you're already correct?
I'm excited though to move forward. I'm excited for next year. This is actually the most enthusiastic I've been about college basketball in a long time.
Just like what? Moving
Just
like
the
next
state
year?
of basketball, like college basketball.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good again. Like there's good. It's not just one and done shit. Like it's the and I guess this has already been happening, but like the teams have kind of fought their way back in. You know?
Yeah, but also like even the one and done guys are still fun now. Like Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, well, they're fun when you disperse them.
Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they're not all on Kansas and Duke, it's a fun time.
Yeah, in Kentucky, like that's when. By the way, shout out to Hector Munoz, who won the Drinking Bros bracket pool. I'll be sending you your Allen Iverson Georgetown jersey, signed jersey. That's a badass prize.
Also, shout out to John Calipari, who just could not find a spot for Johnny Juzang on Kentucky.
Man,
that's what he does. He loads up on 5 stars and he's like, you know what?
I'll figure it out later.
You're not going to play.
Yeah. BT Bates wants to know, didn't Arkansas give Baylor the best game? You could argue them or Villanova because Arkansas got it. Arkansas got it closer, but Villanova had a lead. I don't think Arkansas ever led. At least maybe they were like up 2-0 or something.
And that Villanova team was not at full strength.
Dude, that Nova team, if Gillespie wasn't hurt,
could be talking about a different outcome.
We're talking about a very different outcome. Yeah.
And you were shitting on Villanova all year.
Is Gillespie done?
Well, everybody can come back.
Yeah, but will he?
He's not going pro.
Yeah, he might as well come back.
He might as well come back, yeah.
If he comes back, I like Nova.
But he also didn't. He tore something as like bad, right?
Just ACL, I thought.
Well, yeah, I guess with modern technology, guys are coming back.
Yeah,
earlier.
nothing matters anymore.
I thought it
Dude's
was
fucking
MCL, but I could be wrong.
Dude's
Maybe it was ACL.
Baseball players like explode their elbows and then come back and they're like just as good as new. Like nothing ever happened. I do think Arkansas was the toughest matchup for Baylor, though, because Arkansas was probably the team most suited to handling Baylor's speed and physicality.
Like most athletic team they probably played.
Yeah. I think that's probably why they matched up. Then apparently that's all you can do with it. But, dude, the Big 12 going forward, the Big 12 was already a nightmare in terms of, like, everyone. Like, it's just a brutal path. And now you have Beard moving from Tech to Texas. Mm-hmm. And then Moser going into Oklahoma.
Shaka Smart to Marquette.
Yeah, so Shaka Smart. I mean,
if we're being honest, Shaka's waiting for that Wisconsin job, right?
Maybe, I don't fucking know.
So we can just move down the street.
But Marquette is pretty much as good of a job, I feel like.
Yeah, but
as Wisconsin.
Shaka's got like Wisconsin roots, right?
I think so, yeah, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay.
Danson Rick wants to know, is Jay Wright going to do the NBA thing or not?
He said it's not an NBA thing. So if he passed up on the Sixers job, I don't really see him going to the NBA. No.
Yeah.
He's pretty comfortable in the main line.
Why not? Yeah. Why not just?
He's got his giant Italian family.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there was one odds on here that I thought was hilarious, and if anyone bets it, you're a fucking moron. Florida State has the second best odds to win the national championship next year.
Why would you why would you put yourself through that mental anguish all year?
Get that the fuck out of here.
No thanks.
Florida State is going to be a 5 seed or like a 7 seed. And
Sweet 16, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could bet on Florida State making the Sweet 16, hammer that.
Do that.
I don't think that's available anywhere.
If
exactly the Sweet 16.
If I don't know what I will do. Like I promise Florida State's not going to be a top 4 seed. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So yeah, don't bet on that. Don't ever fucking make that bet. But yeah, I had a good time with this tournament. Will FSU be too basement? Will FSU have another top 5 pick that doesn't play all year? Fucking probably. I don't know. They have dudes, like they have guys that the NBA likes the look of. You know what I mean? Just long, athletic guys.
Grand Canyon, 1,000 to 1.
I'll take it. Fuck it.
Maybe dude. Once they're able to pay players on the books, look out for Grand Canyon.
Yeah, for real. What was your biggest disappointment of the tournament?
Illinois.
Not getting to see Io and Cade.
Not even Texas. Illinois. Both of them. It's both of them. It's Illinois. It's Texas. But Illinois, maybe they got ahead of themselves. They started taking those photos. Like Io's taking the Kobe photo when he wins the Big Ten championship or Big Ten tournament championship. You can't do that.
No.
It's like you're already satisfied by winning the conference tournament championship. No.
I mean, Illinois, they're kind of soft. They're always kind of soft. Like they got outworked by Missouri earlier this year. It's not a great sign.
I feel like you just you pick up on teams that seem to have a little rivalry with Mizzou, and you just shit on them all the time. I'm picking up a theme.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Well, I shit on Kansas.
I don't really even have that with UCF.
I don't really shit on Arkansas. I don't think.
Our biggest rival is USF, South Florida.
Right.
And I'm just so indifferent about South Florida. Like the Bulls.
How couldn't you be?
It's like you guys are in Tampa, but you call yourself South Florida. Tampa's Central West.
Right. How could you not be bored of South Florida? What do they have to offer?
Nothing. They were number 2 for a year in football, in 2007.
Yeah, in the fucking wild ass year when everyone was ranked in the top 5 for at least a week.
They had JPP. All right.
Yeah. Full hand JPP.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like Quentin Flowers probably should have done more.
What?
Just never accomplished anything at USF. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I was the only thing I was really disappointed about. I got to look at the bracket again, to be honest, because I don't even fucking.
Danson Rick says Grand Canyon is no longer a for-profit university. By the way, sorry, Dan. I don't believe that. I refuse to believe that.
Yeah. I'm disappointed that my Liberty Flames didn't win me that bet.
How many more days you have?
This is week 2, so I have like a while.
We're not even gonna count. We'll probably
Just one day. It'll be like 2 months later.
That's long.
Yeah,
enough,
it'll be
right?
like 2 months later, and I'll be like, oh fuck, God damn it,
this for an extra
Shit.
month.
Yes, fuck. It's not good. And I'm not gonna wash it, obviously, but why would I? What do I care? I'm wearing it over other shirts. I am bummed that I didn't call Liberty because I was so fucking in on that. That's the one I really wanted. And I am, no offense to you, BT Bates, pissed off that I really thought Tech was going to beat Arkansas. I thought I had that one called correctly too. And I'm disappointed in myself for pussing out and not picking Loyola Chicago over Illinois. If I had made that pick, I think I would have won the Allen Iverson jersey. I'm not positive, but I think I might have if I had made that pick, if I had had the balls.
For the year, I guess I'm disappointed Kentucky didn't really have a squad this year. But it was also kind of fun just seeing the blue bloods squander, like Duke.
Oh, I was disappointed that Duke didn't make the tournament. I wanted them to win the ACC tournament and get in there. I wanted that so bad. Remember when we were all high up on fucking North Carolina for like 2 days?
Yeah. We talked ourselves into like North Carolina making a run, given
Baylor again.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time when we were like, oh, I hate that second round matchup with North Carolina.
And
Fuck,
they just got shit pumped by Wisconsin.
Yeah, who then in turn got shit pumped by Baylor.
Which made more sense.
Yeah.
Texas obviously disappointing. I felt like that was a Final Four type team. They were.
They fucking was.
They had a lot of fucking talent and Shaka.
I mean, dude, if I was one of the 3 Texas basketball fans in existence,
I'm so happy right now.
I'm thrilled because they got Chris Beard, who I have to assume is going to kill it at Texas. But like, I mean, I guess do you take that? Do you take that team losing to get rid of Shaka to have a better long-term situation?
No, because that's yeah, actually, yeah.
You do. You sacrifice.
It's not like Texas can't get talent.
Yeah, they should be fine.
Every year they should be running out a good team.
Yeah.
Right now, if you want to go kind of with the recruiting database, with like top recruits right now, Chet Holmgren.
Yeah.
Currently has not picked his school yet. So he's undeclared, but he's got Georgetown, Gonzaga, Memphis, Michigan in the mix. Ohio State too, and North Carolina.
Interesting.
The highest recruit that's been signed according to ESPN's Top 100 is Duke.
Yeah.
Banchero.
Well, you know what I'm interested in now is the transfer market.
Yeah.
That's
really where it's at.
That's
now.
where teams are going to build their shit. Like Mizzou lost a bunch of people, and they're completely rebuilding out of the transfer market. For the most
Jabari
part.
Smith, Auburn. Okay, Bruce, I see you.
Yeah,
Back to your old ways, Bruce.
The Minnesota's got a guy in the transfer portal, Marcus Carr.
Michigan's got 2 top 10 recruits coming in.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got one from IMG Academy too.
Oh, and Walker Kessler wants to leave North Carolina.
Saw that.
7'1", sophomore center.
That was before they named Davis coach, though.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Adam Miller wants to leave Illinois. That's pretty huge. Although, I mean, like, Curbelo is kind of their guy there, I think. But yeah, I'm more interested in the transfer market. Because why not?
Okay.
Why wouldn't if you're a mid-tier like Power 5 program now, why wouldn't you just go after the transfer market?
Yeah.
As much as fucking possible.
Yeah.
Especially stealing like mid-major dudes.
That should be like your number one priority, right?
Yeah. You want to know who Mizzou's best NBA player of the last like
wasn't it
15 years?
There's a football team that just did that, right?
What?
They signed no recruits and they only got transfers. I'm trying to think like
oh fuck, and it was Texas State.
Texas State.
Yeah.
Yes.
Texas State was transfers only.
They signed no recruits.
Yeah.
Which Spivital.
Fuck yeah.
Beautiful bastard. I know what you're doing now.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Especially if you're like at a smaller school.
Yeah. Well, it goes both ways, right? Yeah. If you're a school like Texas State where people might not want to play anyway, you can pick off kids from the bigger schools. And if you're a school like Missouri, for example, where you're probably not, other than maybe like once every decade, going to get a 5-star, why not just take kids who got overlooked, but then they're like a sophomore now and like grew into a man while playing in college?
Okay. I'm going to make my pick for next year right now.
Okay.
Way too early pick. Oregon, 30-1.
God, you love your fucking Ducks.
I imagine most of their players are coming back, and they got a top 10 recruit, a center signed, Nate Biddle. Okay, I'm in. Go Ducks.
You're in on Oregon?
I'm in on Oregon. That's my way too early pick.
All right. My way too early pick is...
And actually, it'll be Oregon, Michigan. That's the finals. There we go.
Oregon, Michigan?
Yes.
Let me look at something real quick, and I'll make my pick here.
Michigan's 12-1, which I like, but it's not. I'm not in love.
They had a lot of senior guard, but I mean, Mo Wagner, their dudes down low are whatever the fuck. They're young. Wagner and the other dude, the tall, goofy dude, whose name I forget.
Higginson.
Yeah. I will go with. You know what? Fuck it. Just give me Kentucky.
I don't know why
just give me Kentucky. Watch us like declare the death of the one and done.
I said it's Hunter Dickinson. I don't know what.
Yeah, whatever.
Higginson. It's Higginson.
You combined it.
I combined it.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Anything you're excited for moving forward for next year or no?
For college basketball?
Yeah.
Good
fans. Direction.
Fans. To have actual college basketball environments again.
Are we getting a college basketball game? They're bringing back NCAA football.
Dude, I hope so.
They're bringing back NCAA basketball.
I played the shit out of the one that had Adam Morrison on the cover.
Last one I played was Kevin Love on the cover.
Yeah. Those games were so much fun.
I don't remember it being that good, actually. I spent a lot of time playing it. But
that was one of the few video games that I was good at. I'm typically dog shit at video games, like terrible at Madden or whatever, but that basketball one, I was really good at. That and Super Smash Bros. The only two games I've ever been like very good at. For whatever reason.
Just NCAA basketball.
And Smash Bros.
You were probably a top 100 player in the
never knew
the
it.
world because
we're friends with a ranked Madden player.
Who's the ranked Madden player?
Bach. He's like internationally
ranked. I wouldn't
ranked.
say I'm friends with Bach.
Well, I am. You're a former coworker of him. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. Okay. It was a fun year. Thank you guys.
Baylor was the best team.
Baylor was. I called it in our opening show. I said Baylor would win it all.
Gonzaga's not a fraud. They just ran into a better team.
A way better team.
And if you say Gonzaga's a fraud, you're taking away from Baylor.
I don't give a shit. Baylor exposed Gonzaga. Too cute, too soft, not mean enough.
And with that, I think that's our cue to go.
Yeah, I think it is. Thank you guys for listening all year. For the whole season. This was our first show that we did for Drinkin' Bros. That's why they brought us on. And now we're doing other stuff throughout.
Well,
in terms
other
of
reasons.
Yeah,
too,
but I mean in terms of on camera or on mic, whatever. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching and playing along.
We got a few other things in the mix. Obviously, Bobbert has the baseball show with Dan.
Yes, that'll be every Thursday still.
Yep, me and Giorgio are doing, obviously, anytime there's a big fight, we'll be doing MMA, UFC shows.
Yep.
Doing a Masters preview tomorrow, so tune in for that. I'm doing that with Dan and Ross. We got a few things in the works.
Got a lot going on. And it's kind of the dog days of summer. And then once we get back into football time, I think me and you are going to be potentially more involved in the college football.
College football is going to be kind of our avenue.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what we
know.
We love.
Yeah.
Is college football. We love college basketball, but we really love college football.
Yeah.
Even though my team has no chance.
Mine either.
Yeah, that's true. We're in the same.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, mine could theoretically get
you
there.
have like at least the hope, right?
Yeah.
And then we of course have our history podcast, Softcore History. We just did a episode last night that dropped. The video is going to drop tonight on the Drinkin' Bros History channel at 7. Is it 7 already? It's about to drop. Whatever.
Yeah.
On Drinkin' Bros History, go ahead and search that out on YouTube. We talk about the East India Company.
Yes, the East India Company is our topic this week. They weren't good people.
They weren't super tight.
They weren't great.
No, they weren't,
But who wants to talk about good people? We're not doing a fucking show on,
history isn't built by
Mother Teresa.
Or history isn't written or built by good people, really.
No.
It's typically really horrible people.
Yeah. BT Bates says someone needs to actually know the SEC on the college football show. I got you there. I watch a lot of SEC football.
how can you not know the SEC?
I know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Ross is from Georgia.
yeah.
And Dan's from South Carolina.
And we might even have, like, I'm going to try to talk our way into getting our own college football show, too. Like, we'll be
Just have
involved
another
with the
one.
college football show, but we might do an additional show.
Yeah.
Maybe have you, me, and Jake
Run it back.
unofficial visit. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's talks about maybe a call-in show as well. So.
Oh, yes. There could be a sports call-in show on Friday. We're talking about that as well, yeah.
So that's in the mix. Stay tuned. Make sure to tell friends, obviously, about this feed, Drinking Bro Sports. Subscribe. Leave some reviews. Do that with our softcore history show as well. Available
Just
wherever
grow
you
the feed.
find podcast. And, we'll see you when we see you.
All right. Have fun. Go gamble on my bookie.